Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
God, I love going live.
It's the best. It's the best,
Yeah.
Ethan. There's no better rush than just hitting that big go live button.
We've done it again.
I know. This is a surprise every time. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is KLC Press. This, specifically, really, is more of an episode of Stegman and his amazing friends. Welcome back, everybody.
It's been a while.
It's back. If you're
Did
hearing
we
this in the podcast
put the theme
feed,
song in?
Of course.
The old theme?
I mean, not in the video. Not in the video.
In post.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this in the podcast feed, as we have had done so many times before, Stegman and Friends, we're trying to bring it back in this new format where, hey, we're going to be live, doing the shows live, and then after this, we will be doing a live post show with KLC Press subscribers. So if you're hearing this in the podcast feed, you're only hearing half the show. We encourage you to go over to klcpress.com, hit subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can participate in all this goodness next time we do it. But let's get into it here. I think, Ryan, you're spoiling shit about our book in the chat.
That's
not allowed to say that?
No.
You've been trying not to. Okay, we're still going.
Good.
We're not here to talk about Kill Your Darlings. We are here to talk about the Schlub #1. I'm Griffin Sheridan. That's Ethan S. Parker. Ryan Stegman, the titular Stegman, is here. Ryan, hello.
I love being called titular. Thank you.
Does it make you feel important?
Yeah, and it sounds dirty. It's great. It's
you love that shit. You're the one who dubbed us Supple Boys. You're
That's
all
true.
About just like a weird little.
And I don't apologize.
Suggestive.
Yeah. You don't. We are here with two very special guests, the titular amazing friends. How do you like that, Ryan? Another titular.
Oh, yeah. It's not titular. It's titular.
Titular.
You said you stuttered over it twice. Never mind.
Oh, sorry about it. All right. Well, now
you're starting to feel like an old Simpsons bit at this point. Titular.
The co-writer of the Schlub, Kenny Porter, is here. Hello, Kenny.
How you doing, guys? It's great to be here.
And artist Pencils and Inks by Tyrell Cannon. Tyrell is here as well. What's up, Tyrell?
Hello, hello, everybody.
You've got your own streams going on over there.
I've been trying to do them a little more often, yeah.
Yeah, you've been sharing a bunch of cool Schlub art over there as well, so folks should go and check you out over there if they haven't already.
Yes. I showed some original art off last week on the stream, and I'm going to be doing some more original art on the next stream. So
there you go. What's your channel called?
If you look up Tyrell Cannon, I think it'll be the first one that pops up.
Should be there. Okay. All right. Well, welcome in. We are recording this on August 24th. Date the store release of the Schlub #1. Ryan's got a big old smile on his face. He's so excited.
I have a smile on my face because you're freezing.
Oh, fuck.
No,
yeah. We addressed right up top that at least half of us are having technical issues today.
Is this recording though? Are we recording it?
We're recording. Yeah.
I blame the heat.
I'm not logged in this time. I just came in according to the link you sent me, so I don't get to see what's going on.
Well,
look at that. Jerry McDade's here. Hi, Jerry. He took a break from
Jerry?
the game that we were talking. What's the game called? Baldur's something.
Gate.
Oh, Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. Jerry's been playing Baldur's Gate.
Let's start things off here with a question from the chat. Matt O'Connor is asking, who came up with the beauty of a name that is the Schlub?
Well, so that was me. Initially, like I said before, it was going to be called The Unbearable Roger Dalton, which shortens to Turd. And then I ended up going with the Schlub, but some people like The Unbearable Roger Dalton, so we might do something with that as well.
Okay.
But yeah, the Schlub is a great name, I think.
Mm-hmm. And we've talked
Kenny
about this
didn't have anything to do with it.
Not a damn thing. I just said, okay,
damn.
boss, and then punched the time clock and started typing.
I think somebody in our Discord was asking this earlier this week as well, as who came up with Roger Dalton. I think we deduced it was Ryan Stegman? Question mark.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I had coming in when I brought Kenny and Tyrell in. But it was actually, and I'm not even going to say the name because I really wanted to name it after a guy that I really didn't like from high school. And I was just like fully naming him that. And then once it got further along, I was like, I can't do that. I can't do this. And so I changed it to Roger Dalton.
Was it intentionally two Bond names?
No, what really it was I had the unbearable, and then I had the person's name that shall not be named in there. And then I realized that if I was one letter away from it being turd.
Oh,
so
it all worked backwards from turd.
So I had TUR.
Mine works. Yeah.
TUR. It was actually TURB. And then I was like, wait a second. If I change the last name, and then I just picked Dalton.
God, the beauty of the creative process. That's amazing.
Well, for maybe some
Ryan
listeners, some folks
Michael
tuning
cut
in.
onto that too. He was wondering if it was a Bond name thing. You got Roger Moore and Timothy Dalton, and of course he is quite a Bond type. So makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you can see him in the tuxedo. For folks who don't know, the Schlub, the sophomore series from KLC Press, follows the misadventures of one Roger Dalton who happens to switch bodies with an all-powerful god superhero. Which one should we go with? God-like superhero? Does that
like
work?
I would say a Thor archetype, or that type of superhero.
His name is Cirrus, and of course the series will be following the body swap problems that ensue after issue 1. Of course, Roger Dalton, not a great dude. In fact, he is the Schlub, the worst. There he is. There's Roger and Cirrus.
Any visual aids? There's the book.
Oh, it's perfect.
It is perfect.
How do you guys feel here one day after the release? You guys have been getting some really excellent reviews this week. Kenny,
I've seen a lot of people calling the book a breath of fresh air to the superhero genre, which I think is cool.
Or the best debut of the year. I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, for the moment, we'll see.
They met until now. Yeah, they haven't read your 8-issue series.
God damn it, Ryan! God damn
it! You son of a bitch.
Kenny, let's start with you. How are you feeling, man? Your first Image outing.
It's technically kind of my second Image outing because I did the first thing I ever had published was an Image thing, but
I don't even know about this. What are you talking about?
It was the Top Cow Image artifact thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I feel great about it, man. Like, I love seeing so many people responding to it. And like you said, a lot of people have been saying it's a breath of fresh air from the other superhero stuff they've been reading. People seem to think it's funny, and people really get the heartfelt parts of it. All the reviews of it have been super nice. I'm so glad so many people have been liking it, especially because, we've been working on this for so long, and anything, I don't know how Ryan and Tyrell feel about it, but anything I do, I can't see the forest from the trees anymore until it comes out and other people read it. Because I've read issue 1 a million times, doing lettering proofs and stuff. So to me, it's just a mishmash of stuff now. And I can't really see the forest or the trees anymore. But to see that other people really like it, especially after how hard we worked, I'm over the moon, man. It's great.
Hell yeah. Ryan Stegman, you continue to venture further into writing comics. Of course, we know that you are drawing a lot of really dope stuff for Marvel at the moment. There's not too much you can share on that front just yet. We know Superior Spider-Man is in the mix a little bit. But you continue to do some writing over here. Following up on, you end up doing a lot of writing for Vanish, the premier KLC Press series, which wrapped up this past summer, and you've gone right into co-writing this with Kenny. How does it feel to have another thing off the ground that you are sort of the it's your brainchild.
It feels fine.
Okay, great.
No, I'm actually really happy. I was curious what the reviews would be like, and they've been very positive. You know, a lot more reviews than I expected, and you know, I mean, it's not like that's why you make stuff, but you know, you want to be validated that what you made was good, and you know, like the books kind of get diminishing returns on the reviews as they go along, like meaning less people review them. So like the last thing that I was I was writing a lot of the Vanish stuff, and we would get good reviews for it, but you know, there were so few that I was like, I don't know if I'm doing a good job. So it's nice to see like a bunch of good reviews on a book, and know that I had something to do with the writing of it.
Yeah.
Are you
Especially after you would text me every night and be like, "You better not fuck this up for me, Kenny."
Oh yeah, and I'd be like, Kenny would send me stuff, and I wouldn't even read it, and I'd be like, rewrite it.
Oh wow.
Just do it again.
Wow.
Is it bad? No, just do it again. I don't care.
I don't know if it's bad.
God, you know, a lot of people aspire to have a working relationship like your guys, and you know what, Ethan and I will get there one day, one of these days.
Can I answer a Rogue Jedi question? The Absolute King Rogue Jedi.
Please.
Meech,
He said, "Would you ever consider writing and drawing a comic, or is that too much?" I absolutely would do that. I am doing that, and I did do that on Vanish for some of the issues. So, just so you know, I can't say what I'm writing or where I'm writing it or what's happening, but I definitely will be writing and drawing, doing the whole thing.
Ethan and I know what it is, and you're gonna shit yourself. You're gonna shit your pants, everybody.
What a tease.
Headline: Readers will shit pants, comma, new Stegman series, balls out.
There's a lot of good questions in here. Go ahead and ask Tyrell about how he feels. I talked to Tyrell today, and he sounded like he'd been spent by yesterday's activity. So we'll see if he can get up the energy.
Yes, we do have a bunch of questions here in the chat that we're going to probably get to closer to the end, closer to the post show. But yeah, Tyrell, you posted a really great thing on Twitter about talking about, like, you know, making it to Image. You were talking about Wildcats and Jim Lee. And
made me so happy.
You're here,
so
join
sweet.
those ranks. Yeah, no, that really made me feel good. Tell me about how you're feeling.
Good. I mean, I feel good. I feel really good. I think that that post kind of encompassed sort of the way I'm feeling about it. It's like it's something that seemed so far away for such a long time, and you know, but it was always a thing from a young age. You know, I was buying Image comics, and I not only wanted to make comics, but I wanted to make them at Image, and so that was pretty cool to you know, see that big eye on the book, and not only that, but to see people reading it and enjoying it, and picking up on the stuff that we're doing. Like, a lot of times you're making a piece of work, kind of like Kenny's talking about, and you've gone over it so many times, you're not really sure, you know, what's working anymore. You're just sort of like, okay, I think this is good. And then to see people actually catching all the different things that we've been talking about and trying to accomplish has been really, really fun. It seems like people are actually reading it, you know, and taking the time to, you know, dig into the art or catch some of the character moments. And it's really fun, because we've been, like you said, we've been working on it for so long that, you know, it's like, you know, I think about the thing that, like, I was telling some friends last night, the first issue, they were telling me all the things they liked about it. And I was like, it's crazy to me, because I know where it's going, and it's so much crazier. It just gets so much crazier, and there's so much more stuff happening, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So, like, when I'm talking to my friends, I'm like kind of just biting my tongue a little bit, and that's kind of a fun feeling, you know.
That's the one thing I will say too, to add on there, is like, some people who love it are also like, I mean, we probably know where this is going to go. It's like, I don't think that you do know where it's going to go. So I'm going to be excited to see people react to it as the other issues come out.
So this bigger story that you're all alluding to, we were just talking about how, like, the sort of seed of the idea is from Stegman, but is this bigger overarching thing something that you all put your heads together on?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. We just talk about it and figure out where it's going. I mean, so basic. I wish I could just explain what I had up to initially, because it's not as much as you'd think. Like I had a lot of it has come together once Kenny and Tyrell joined, but I had like the first time that I started working on it, I didn't think I had Worm. I think that Kenny and I devised Worm.
Worm's great.
And so, I mean, I that was kind of an issue that I was running into when I was trying to write stuff before, was I didn't realize that I had to like start with who's the antagonist. And then so I was working on this before, and I kind of couldn't get past a certain point. And then, just once I figured out that, super obvious aspect, I had brought Kenny in, and so we devised Worm and all that stuff.
Hell yeah. I got something over here from Owen's reviews in the chat saying, TBH the Schlub is going to be the first time I'm going to be exposed to Tyrell's art, and he is fantastic. I agree, Owen. Tyrell, how do you feel about, this being, the image stage is so big, and there are probably plenty of people like Owen who are seeing your art for the first time. How does that feel to have the world of the Schlub and the characters of the Schlub be people's introduction to you and your style?
It's really cool. It's like, that's a weird way to put it, but it's really the thing I was thinking about too. When I think about the issue 1 and then kind of where it goes, is that I've never been bored on any of these issues. Like there's always cool things happening and neat things to design. And so I feel like I've gotten a chance to sort of do a lot of different things. And so it feels like if I was going to make a demo tape, of my art, it would be like this book. And I think that, I think that the art and the colors and everything gets better as the series goes too. So, it's typical as an artist. You're like, oh, the first issue, it's okay, because I'm working on issue 6 right now, and I'm like, I think it looks a lot better than issue 1. But yeah. Anyway, it's really fun to kind of hear people finding my stuff, and I hope that they come look at some other stuff that I've done. It's been a long road to here. So.
The artist perspective is always so interesting to me, because preview pages come out and the same handful of preview pages sit out there for such a long time.
Yeah.
And so you see those so much, and people, they run across them so often, but then the book finally drops and it's so much more of your work and your effort just out there all of a sudden. And then it comes out in quick succession. Were there any pieces that weren't in previews and stuff that you were really excited for people to finally see in issue 1?
Well, I don't think that all of the some of the previews maybe had 1 or 2 differences in the number of pages they showed, but I wanted it to be showing all the way up to where the body swap happens, because I wanted, I think a lot of people come to a book like this thinking, oh, it's going to be a body swap thing, but it's like that happens like on page 6 or 7 or something. And I was really happy with how that panel turned out, because it was the first time I was trying to draw them in each other's bodies. So that was cool. And there was some other cool paneling stuff at the end with the fight scenes that I was pretty happy with, and little jokes in there too in the background, and little hidden things that it's fun to see people reacting to some of those that have seen them. But yeah, it feels good for people to see the whole thing in context now, and then also to have the story attached to it. Like people are gonna see the artwork all the way through to the end, and they're not just seeing like this tiny little piece of the story. That's what bothers me about preview pages. Is it's like, so short.
There's a page in here that I really love where, I don't want to give too much away, but also, it's issue 1. It's a lot of setting up the premise and everything, which people already know. But there's a bit where someone is thrown all the way through multiple floors of a building, and that's pretty much a splash page, but the way that you've broken it down in the multiple floors do kind of feel like their own panels and their own places for the eye to sit for like just a second. I don't know, I just thought that page was fucking,
that was my favorite bit in the issue, I think. It's so good. Absolutely.
I love stuff like that, playing with the panels, and it's been nice because the way we do the script, it leaves a lot of room for that. And I think what's cool too is that then it feels like I get to contribute a little bit to some pacing, and then it's fun to have that punched up again by them when they go back and put in the balloons, and so it feels like all of us are sort of directing it together in a way. I mean, obviously they've written the script and everything, but the pacing and the punches and stuff, the staging of the action. Like I really enjoy doing all that.
So tell us a little bit then, Ryan and Kenny, how do you guys script it? It sounds like you're doing maybe something kind of like along the lines of like a Marvel method, where you're giving him something and then going back and doing dialogue, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'll give you the rundown just because I feel like Kenny will be generous with how much I do. Really, so I had the initial idea, and then what we do is we talk about each issue. We break it down into scene. This is literally on the phone where we decide what's going to happen in each scene, how many scenes there are, and kind of where our cliffhanger will leave us. And then we, Kenny goes and basically writes out the outline, and then Tyrell. I'll make some changes, and then he makes an actual script, which is very loose, like it's very, it's not even like really paneled out, and Tyrell takes it from there. Then Kenny writes a script once we get that back in, and then I go in and fuck it all up for Kenny again, and change stuff around, and then he either agrees or disagrees with my notes, and then we put it together.
And then somehow John makes it all fit.
Yes, and then
somehow.
John J. Hill, the godsend, he comes down and he gets it all in a nice presentable package for you. Kenny, how is it cleaning up after Ryan's mess?
Well, I mean, it's always something different, so that's why it's always exciting.
How is it trying to get me to read this stuff, and when you tell me
that's what I was thinking about, because you're such a busy guy. We're always catching you while doing something else. I'm imagining you breaking the story on the phone while like pumping iron and changing diapers and whatever it is you do.
I don't ask what he's grunting about while he's doing it. So
yeah.
A lot of times I will talk to Kenny while I'm just like walking around the house and like doing various things. Where I don't have to think too much about that, so that I can talk to Kenny. But yeah, I'm always doing something.
No.
Was there anything? Go ahead, Kenny.
I was gonna say, like, it's not really so much of a mess. Like, we talk all the time anyway, so like we're friends. I know I'm not afraid to tell him if I think something doesn't work. He's not afraid to tell me if he thinks something that I come up with doesn't work. We have a lot of the same like. We like a lot of the same comics and stuff too, so we have a shorthand of like certain books that we like and everything. So it's really not hard. Like it's just coming in, and I think the times where we have the most discussion is like there was something like when we're gonna end an issue one way, and then we kind of like realize like, oh, this doesn't make sense anymore. Like with where the characters are going, then we gotta like stop and figure out what's gonna happen and stuff afterwards. In terms of getting him to do stuff, like I also work in the corporate world. I'm not afraid to send a follow-up email or a text.
Yeah, he just kind of keeps texting me until I'm finally like, fine.
I'm like Peter Potamus from Birdman, just like, you get that thing I sent you, like over and over again.
Have you guys had any real clashes or pushback about anything? And I mean, likewise to Tyrell, has there been anything where you were like, I don't know about this. I have a different suggestion.
I don't think so. I was thinking about it. I don't think I've ever given Tyrell a note on the art. I mean, which is part of the beauty of working with Tyrell and Kenny is like they just all seem to be on the same page. So it's like, plus, I mean, that's why I wanted Tyrell to do it, because I knew that he could, that he was a professional. He was very good, and so I honestly don't think I've ever said anything.
Okay.
Well, that's not true.
Kenny, you haven't had to try to read it
see,
so he's not being too controversial.
What was it, Tyrell?
Just during the character design phase, but it's the only time, but that's like totally different. But you've been very trusting, and I appreciate that, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you guys going back and forth on? Someone we know or someone we can't talk about yet?
No, I think Cirrus was tough. Worm he got in one shot. Cirrus took a little longer, but that's normal. I mean, that's design work is weird. It's a totally different muscle than like nobody. It sometimes you nail it in one, and then sometimes it takes a while. It's a strange process.
Well, yeah, especially with like a character like Cirrus that has to be so evocative of characters that we're familiar with, I feel like,
Mhm.
but while also feeling like his own thing and an
Right.
original creation from you guys. That's a tough line to walk, and I feel like you guys do it extremely well. And then Worm, on the other hand, is this bizarre thing from a different world that doesn't feel like anything else that I can immediately pull off the top of my head. And so when you see those two designs clashing, it's extremely exciting. And
One of my kids
I
is
can't
about
wait
to
for
run in the
more.
room. Here it comes.
Jesus. Special
Oh, he's
guest.
just going to the bathroom. He's just going
One
to
of the
bathroom.
Stegman boys. All right.
He's clearly
Well-
he clearly needed to go to the bathroom really bad because he's doing that thing that little kids do where he's like shuffling his feet while he's peeing right now.
All right. Exclusive. That's how you pee, boys.
Mhm.
The VIP, KLC VIP link just went out. Folks are starting to get in here in the green room. So we're going to be transitioning into the post show here. If you're listening to this in the podcast feed, thank you very much. Hit subscribe if you aren't already. Head over to klcpress.com for more of this, more
I think-
like this.
Griffin, I think that I should just do this after and tell you this, but I think that you should just put like a little like thing in the middle where you're like, here's what's going to happen. We're going to let people in, that was the podcast. If you want to listen to more, here's,
I'm going to do that. But
And then
I'm also doing it a little bit right here.
I could talk about,
Okay.
I could talk about how I almost crap my pants this morning.
All right, well, stay tuned. Everyone go check out the post show on our YouTube to find out why Ryan shat himself this morning.
I did not. I did not.
Did we have to leave the question in the air of did you shit yourself, so then people want to come over and find out if you did. Did he? Did he not? Who knows? Come check it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for listening to this episode. It's now time for the post show. We're here in the post show now. Hello, everybody. Aiden says I'm at work but don't want to miss the after show. All right, well, you're here in the green room. We're gonna start getting folks in here. We got Ryan Michael, we got
What's up,
Meech,
guys?
got the cover B going here.
Ooh.
Andy, Steve. Oh my, everyone's got the copies. What's up, everybody? How are we doing tonight?
Good.
Pretty good.
Excellent. Wow, the energy is
I've
through
missed you guys.
the roof.
Not in a car this time. That's fun.
Yeah, that was
that is
something, Andy. Why you felt the need to call in on your family road trip?
I was also
Beyond me,
driving
sir.
after work, though,
Jesus.
being a danger to society. So I
Let
think
me
that's
scroll
more
up
egregious.
here. Does anyone have any pressing Schlub questions for our Schlub creative team here? While I dig through the chat, see what we've missed as far as questions.
Well, you guys touched upon my question with the names.
Mhm.
You already talked about Roger Dalton, so
So that's all he's got.
that was my big one because it was just funny that you named him after two Bond studs, and he's kind of a douche. So I thought
It's perfect.
I thought it was ironic.
And I have become a Dalton fan in later years, so I totally would have done it.
Oh.
Timothy Dalton's the shit in The Rocketeer, man. He's the shit.
Penny
Just know
Dreadful.
that Dalton comes from just needing a D for turd.
Ryan just needed a D, everyone.
All right. Actually, I take it back. Before anything else, Ryan, how did you almost shit yourself?
So I worked out this morning before work, and then I had a coffee, and then I was like, oh, I'll go take a walk real quick. And about halfway from home, I was like, oh dear. And then there was I was literally halfway, so I could either go back, but I have to, so I had to go all the way. And as soon as I see my house for whatever reason, this happens. I don't know if this happens to you guys, but it's like, oh, you're home now. You can do this.
It's time to shit.
Yeah, and it started it just went crazy, and I had to run into the house and just barely made it.
Oh my.
And I shuffled my feet while I was doing it.
That's how you knew you really had to go.
In great detail. That was excellent.
I'm so proud of you,
Ethan's
Ryan.
gone. Goodbye, Ethan. I thought
Yeah,
I
good
thought I
riddance.
had the shit audio. Maybe he had a poop. Maybe your story was getting to him. Steve, you had a really good question here earlier in the chat. You were asking about a certain character maybe showing up in the Schlub.
Yeah, KLC's favorite character, Puddinhead.
Yes.
When will he
When
show
is
up?
Puddinhead showing up?
That's
This is
not
what
a
we
bad
all want to
idea,
know.
honestly, Kenny. We'll have to work in Puddinhead somehow. He can just be
Yeah,
a
I know you
villain.
guys are 5 issues
He
down
can-
the line now, but can you?
It's like the
work
perfect
backwards
design for Tyrell.
He could be
It really
in
is.
Arc 2, the big bad of Arc 2.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
completely good with that. We have characters that would be very obviously attached to Puddinhead. Should Puddinhead
Mhm.
show up?
Okay. This is all very exciting news for Puddinhead stands, of which there are many within the Chain Gang. So, chains in the chat for Puddinhead if you're watching. I'm looking through here. Let's see. Matt O'Connor's got one. Since you're talking about designs, what do you think is your strongest design from your entire career? That seems like a good one for both Ryan and Tyrell. What's your favorite design you've ever done? Let's start with Ryan Stegman.
Probably Null. That seems to be the one that has resonated the most with people. I liked Reader. That Reader, I designed him in Inhuman. I still think he's pretty cool looking. But yeah, those two. But Null probably a little ahead of Reader.
Okay. Tyrell?
Maybe it's just because it's what I'm working on now, but Worm, I actually think is one of my favorite things I've ever designed. And I think I realized that as I've drawn him more, it's still fun to draw him. And so for me, he's my favorite. I don't know what other people would say, but that's my favorite.
I would say that.
Sweet.
Personally.
Yeah.
All right, now Kenny, you have to choose. You have to choose your favorite design from both of these gentlemen. And you have to step on toes while you do it.
And you have to know everything I've designed.
Everything.
I was gonna say I remember you showing me what Reader was gonna look like when we first started hanging out. And it was at the old bar at C2E2. You pulled it up on your phone, like, look at this. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I was super drunk because I hadn't eaten all day, and I had one froofy cocktail, and I was like, this is pretty cool. Looking at it, but I remember that. Did someone else at Marvel Design, or did you do the Superior Spider-Man?
No, that was so the first costume was Ed McGuinness, and I mean that was basically the normal costume. And then the second one was Umberto.
Okay. Well, you still drew it awesome. I also agree that Noel looks really cool. I also honestly I like the zombified, creepy spinal Carnage you did for Absolute Carnage.
Oh yeah, that is
really
cool.
cool.
You know what? It's funny you asked me that question. I couldn't even think of the stuff that I've designed. I'm realizing how much stuff I've designed, and I was like, oh, it's a lot more than that. But yeah.
So second to no, I like that. I like that version of Carnage a lot. And then for Tyrell, I really like. There's a lot of cool stuff outside of what you've done in the Schlub, because I don't want to spoil anything because there's stuff coming up. I'll jump to another thing you did, which was Eris. I love the look of basically everything. Eris to me is what very violent synth soundtrack would sound like, and so I just very much like that and all the vibes of it.
Nice, thank you.
Oh fuck! Oh god damn it!
Hey, what's up? What's up? How's it going? Just wanted to pop in, congratulate Ryan on the publication of Schlub #1 today. I love it. I love Schlub. I think Schlub's great. Schlub is the character find of 2023. What else can I say? What else can I say about Schlub? Dynamic, interesting character. Great. Nothing but the best. Schlub.
Thank you.
Yeah, I read it, and I love Schlub.
I know you read it. How many times?
Oh, jeez, I lost track. I'd have to ask my wife because she was getting sick of me going on about Schlub and his whole thing.
Now, how's Batman?
Picking berries. Batman's pretty good. Not as good as Schlub. I think we know that.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, you can print that if you want.
Okay.
Put it
Yeah.
on the trade.
I am
Yeah,
putting
put
that
up-
on the trade.
Put on the trade. I'm fine with it. DC's fine with it. You know, DC missed out because I know you pitched it to DC, didn't you? You said this
Yeah,
is
the
the new
Schlub?
Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And
they asked me to pitch for Batman, and I wrote a thing where I was like, well, what if he switched bodies with Michael
Yeah.
Scott?
Mhm.
And they were like, oh, we're going to go a different direction, Ryan. And so I took my idea over to Image, and here
Took it
we
to
are.
Image.
Oh yeah, that's the idea, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Schlub. That's Schlub.
That's so Schlub.
Cool. Nice. All right. You do good with it? You making some money?
No, are those clean?
Yeah, are these safe to eat, Chip? You're just out in the
Mhm.
field.
I don't think there's anything that could go wrong.
All right.
Well, it tastes. I mean, here's the thing about nature. If it tastes good, it's good for you.
Oh,
Like
that's
that's nature letting you know it's okay. It's like, you know,
Okay.
if you drink spoiled milk, you know it's going to hurt you, right? So
Oh,
if I
we
eat
have
these berries and they taste good, then I'll be fine. But
Could
they
you,
taste good.
Could you put Owen's reviews comment on the screen, please,
Yeah.
Griffin?
Yeah. Let's see here.
He says, not to say this in a mean way, but Chip looks like the personification of the word tired.
No. No, you're confused. That's relaxed. I am relaxed because you know what?
Oh.
It's been 3 weeks of an all-berry diet, and I'm fucking doing good.
Are you still living on that island somewhere?
Yeah, I'm not in Toronto. Yeah,
Give me a
it's good.
360 view here.
Oh, some
Yeah,
of these
can you
berries.
show us around?
Show us the berries.
Oh, Jesus, just a second. Ow,
It'd be
ow,
awesome if
ow.
he had like a crate of berries that he was actually eating out of.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's not it's not necessarily clear cut or anything. All right, it's just like a lot of this, right?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Just a lot of
Yeah.
this. Just a lot of this.
Do you spend a lot of time out here trying to come up with ideas for your for that Batman thing?
Do you mean, do I spend a lot of time out here texting you for ideas for Batman? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know it. But how are you? Oh, who was to say?
This feels like an unnecessary digression. Interesting, Ethan. Harrison,
Okay.
come here. You're on YouTube. What? It is.
It's not me. I'm not gonna be. Oh.
There's Harrison.
What's up, Harrison?
Oh no.
He can't hear you. He's shy now because he realized
Yeah,
he
yeah.
actually was on YouTube.
Yeah,
And that there's
yeah.
millions of people watching. Hundreds of
Millions.
millions.
Ethan's internet's too bad. He does have a good question here, though, Chip, and it's as someone who ostensibly writes quote comedy. Does Chip think Ryan is a funny writer?
I mean, look, you can't argue with what's on the page, and what is on the page in Schlub is funny.
There you go.
Schlub cracks all the jokes. Everyone laughs. Ryan likes to write scenes where his characters say jokes, and then other characters laugh a lot for panel after panel after panel, just to let you know that it's funny.
It's like
So
having
that
a
works.
studio audience in your own book.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. And also, while I'm here, I just want to do a shout out to Ethan, and I want to say Greg.
Mhm.
That's not. Congratulations on killing darlings.
Thanks, man.
Just another book that I'm just like, I fucking love Darling. Like,
Well, you love darlings, and
She's
that's
the
why when
best.
we had to kill him, you thought, oh man, well this
You know what?
this is taking me places I wasn't ready for.
yeah, it seemed like a twist because it seemed like you weren't going to do it because it's in the title, but when you did it, I'm just like, oh, okay. It was like reverse twist.
Kind of surprising, yeah.
Yeah, Darling's great. So here's a question: would you
Yeah.
do a crossover with Schlub? Darling Schlub?
Darling Schlub. Well,
There-
Darling's I feel like fits perfectly into Schlubverse.
Yeah, it's very funny also.
Yeah. Oh,
Our
yeah,
book's
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Is that Oliver in the back? What up, Oliver?
He's got Nutella all over his face.
There you go.
Ooh,
That was him. He's 12 years old and he's 5'10".
Jesus Christ.
Amazing.
Griffin, next time you come over here, I'm not going to be able to keep him from kicking your ass.
That's fair. I'm the size of his leg, so that makes sense.
It's
We'll
bound
get
to
there.
happen. I just want to show you one thing out here in the woods. I've got I made sure to have a sex
Yeah, a little
swing
Yeah.
installed.
It's nice and safe. You got a little rubber over it.
Yeah, a little rubber because
Mhm.
things get a little crazy on this
Mhm.
swing.
Where's the
gotta have one.
trampoline?
What?
Oh my god.
What's up? This is
Chip,
how we
we're
do
gonna-
it. This is how we do it.
I think we're running short on time, man.
No, you're not.
Nope. This is going great. As usual.
So what else is going on?
My
Ethan's
son's
pointing
made-
out that "Kill Your Darlings" by the way was born out of the shared trauma that Ethan and I had while we briefly worked with Chip on Chip Z and his real friends.
Worked for Chip. What's the fucking with bullshit?
That's true. How embarrassing.
Worked with, like we were like interviewing people together, coming up with it together, putting it together. Like that's.
All right, I have
Yeah, sure,
here.
man.
Let's see. Meech, ask Chip a question.
All right. So, Chip, I gotta say, what was your favorite, your favorite line in the Schlub?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, when he said it's Schlub time,
Mhm.
It's
I was
schlubbing
like,
time.
I was out of my seat, All
right,
because I shit myself. I can feel it.
that's
Had to
good.
It
stand
was
up.
that good. It was that good. Yeah. No, it's just
Tyrell.
nonstop.
Tyrell,
So
ask
good.
him a question. Unmute yourself. Go ahead.
I have no questions. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Tyrell doesn't like your work, Chip.
Oh yeah. Just before we got on, he said, "I'm just not. I don't fucking get what the hell is going on in Batman right now."
No,
The
I
shirt
mean
looks
it doesn't.
comfortable, though.
Yeah, no, I mean that's fine. I respect that opinion because it doesn't actually matter because I get paid so much money. It's like, oh, you don't like it? Oh, geez, let me tell that to my accountant. Like, it's fine. It's fine.
Who else wants to ask Chip a question?
Anybody? Oh, Andy's got one.
Andy's raising his hand.
Chip, what's a better written issue? Your final issue of Daredevil or the first issue of the Schlub?
Oh,
Oh, that's a tough one. You know what? I'm gonna go with Schlub.
mhm.
There you go.
I'm gonna go with Schlub because it's a different kind of energy because I was obviously running out of steam and Marvel
Yeah,
had
you
to
were out of
cancel me.
ideas.
I was out of ideas. I'm just like, I gotta wrap this up because like Marvel's like, yeah, they're tapping their watch. Like, maybe you should stop because you're clearly thinking about Batman too much. And so like Schlub #1 had that energy, that first issue energy that just hits you. Like from page 1 when Schlub is there just being like, come along with me, reader, and you're like, okay. To the last page you're like, wait till you see next issue, reader, and you're like, thanks, Schlub. Like the whole thing's great. The whole thing's great. Yeah. Great drawings too. I'm a big fan of the art.
Tyrell.
Yeah, just so you know, I'm a big fan of the art.
What
Chip,
makes
how are you handling being fired off Daredevil? Ethan's wondering.
You know, again, I overstate my welcome. That's on me. It's like if you're getting kicked out of the party at 4 a.m, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. You're like, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about being kicked out of the party because, like, I stayed for a long time. I ate all their food,
Hey,
like
you partied
all of
too
it.
hard.
Yeah, I went into the fridge at one point. I ate all their food. Like I was going through their couches for spare change at this party. Like I left better off than when I showed up, so it's fine. I'd have no problem with that.
But you showed up a couple times. You had a couple number ones that you did for Daredevil. It's kind of like showing up.
I never
you got
left.
kicked out once, and then you came in the door with a new little disguise on. You said, "Look at me, I'm a Daredevil number 1 again."
Yeah. I mean, good point. Yeah, I did the fake mustache, leave the party, come back in.
Where do you think your Daredevil run ranks all time in all the Daredevil runs? I have a number in mind.
Okay, I mean, that's hard. It's only hard because like I'm gonna seem like an asshole if I say number 1, even if that's how I feel.
You just be honest, Chip. Be honest.
No. I gotta play this. I gotta play this for like the Bleeding Cool crowd. You know, I gotta be like, you know what? It's not up to me to decide where I rank. I had a wonderful time. I didn't have any problems working at Marvel or on those characters. We all got along. I love everyone. And I was just happy to be a part of this legacy. So let history decide. Also, shout out to the new Daredevil number 1 that's coming fucking 3 days after my ending or whatever.
I think that yours, so I would go Saladin's is better.
It hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, but I've read it. Charles Soule's way better. Brubaker better. Bendis better. Frank Miller better. I don't know, what was it? Carl Kiesel wrote it, I think, at one point.
So sorry, you think someone wrote it at some point, and so you think they're better?
Yeah.
Like you don't even know what they wrote, and you're still saying it's better.
Drew it for a while, and that was way better.
Yeah,
I have that issue number 5. I have that in my collection of the very first run of Daredevil. That's like so good and way better. Let's see what else.
Like you could probably speed this up and just say I'm dead last.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think that might be the case because I've read every single issue of Daredevil ever.
Yeah, and, I know you're a hornhead.
The only ones I didn't like were yours, which is not to say that you did a bad job.
No, it's personal taste, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. That's fine.
How do you guys feel about the fact that the Schlub is he has red hair? Matt Murdock also has red hair. We were talking about crossovers earlier. I feel like I see a through line here.
Iban Coelho's here. Hi, Iban.
Iban. Hello.
Iban! Great artist.
Scoot's here too,
Great artist.
saying hello.
Great artist. So sorry, you're suggesting a crossover between Schlub and Daredevil now that I'm off Daredevil.
How do we know that they're not the same person? They both have red hair.
That's interesting. My wife has red hair too.
That is interesting.
Daredevil? Do you think she fucked them? Is that how that works? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
I think so.
Actually, now that you
is it
mention
contagious? Is it is being a redhead a sexually transmitted disease?
All right, we're getting back on track here to wrap it up. We're talking about the Schlub number 1. Ethan has a great question here to get us all back on track. This book
Ethan is
a comedy.
With this show being off track.
Does it hold any thematic meaning to you guys? Any personal experiences being poured in? Are you all Roger Dalton deep down? Is there a little Roger Dalton in everybody?
Yes. No, not me. Not me, man.
Okay.
Actually, Roger is the worst type of person to me. The ones that feels like the world is against him.
I was gonna say only in the sense that Ryan calls me a big piece of shit all the time, every time he talks to me.
Yeah.
Classic. Fucking classic.
You should see the way I treat these guys. It's terrible.
Do they deserve it though?
It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So,
I think it makes sense.
Yeah. We did get a super chat from Ethan. He gave us $1. Thank you, Ethan.
Did he just type in $1?
No, he donated $1.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's got the little star by it. Did a little super chat.
You guys got that image money, and you're just losing your minds.
There it goes, man. All right. Well, does anybody else have any questions? Otherwise, we got Uzi Hobo here. People say there's nothing new to do with Batman, but Chip proved these people wrong by having him fall from the moon. I
It's
agree.
true. That is
I
true.
agree. Oh, we got a super chat here from Stegman and Friends. I see this one. This one I don't. That one does look like somebody just typed in $5 million. But no
Well,
question.
That's all it takes, I think.
No question.
What does that mean, Ryan? What do you mean that's all it takes?
You just type in an amount of money and then you have it.
Those reviews.
Oh, we
you
just got $1
gave
billion
us
now.
A bill.
Wow.
With a
Well,
B.
I'm leaving because I don't have to work anymore.
All right. So
I'm just
you're
Just
gonna
kidding,
wrap
I'm
it up
not
on the
leaving.
slub? Okay, all right.
So
How
you're-
much for Chip to leave is what people are wondering.
Sorry,
much
Ryan.
do we need-
Ryan, you're leaving your own stream? Is that what's happening? Celebrating your
No.
new book?
I'm sitting here looking sexy on a couch forever.
We did have some people talking about it earlier. You do look like a Lionel Richie cover.
Thank you. That
I
means
want
a
to
lot
paint
to
him
me.
like Jack from the Titanic. I want to paint you like one of those French girls, Ryan.
I'll take my shirt off.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ooh, a little shirtless stream. Never forget, the KLC gang did take their shirts off for Substack money at the very beginning of all this.
That is true.
You know what? I once had a girlfriend do a shirt
did?
stream for me.
Oh. Who took off her shirt in a stream for you?
No, a shirtless stream. She pissed on my chest.
That's great. I would like to point out that Tyrell didn't even crack a smile at that.
No. He knows the lifestyle.
Those who know, you know. We're on the same
Those who know. Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
we haven't
You know,
talked
you
to
know.
Steve Adeletto yet. Steve, how do you feel about golden showers?
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight on the KLC Press Community live stream. I think once we've hit this point is where I think, we're going to start wrapping it up here. Chip, any last words for the people before we head out for the night?
Get out there and just buy some Schlub. Like you're not gonna go wrong with Schlub number one. In my estimation, it's better than anything on the stands.
We do kind of get the feeling that maybe you didn't actually read it.
I did. Yeah, I did. No, it's great. How would I not know? How would I know it was great if I didn't read it?
You know what? I will say this, Tyrell. One time I did send Chip your work and say he should do, if he ever did more Captara, that you should do it because it fits in with what Kagan does. And Chip loved it, but said that Kagan was already drawing more of it. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, you really missed out on the bestseller of Captara. Could have made hundreds of dollars. Hundreds.
I have a question about the other character that no one talks about in the Schlub. Does the poor woman have a name?
Doris.
Doris. Okay.
There you go.
There's a lot of requests for Doris.
We're doing a spin-off book with her.
Doris Lives.
Yeah,
Whoa.
we actually, I need another writer that I can exploit and another artist that I can exploit to do it, but
I'll do it, Ryan.
Chip is both of those things.
That's true. I am both of those things, and I have been itching to do a Doris story.
We all know, man.
Yeah.
about her experiences with nitrous oxide.
She's my second favorite character in the Schlub.
Right behind Schlub.
Yeah, right behind Schlub.
Well, I asked because I was staring at the double wide in Tyrell. That is an awesome double spread, man. That what is it? Krakoom. When they bust through the wall. That's sick, man.
Thanks. Yeah, John did a great job with the letters there.
Perfect.
Oh, that was a team up. You guys, he worked on that with you.
Well, John did the letters.
John did
J.
the
Hill.
Krakoom.
So, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, it looks really cool, man.
Oh, look
it
at
literally
Andy
like
Sweet's reading.
Oh, look at this.
He's
reading.
reading.
Spoiler
He's
alert.
reading
Whoa.
Schlub.
Look, they all got it right here.
Nice.
My local
Yeah.
store sold out of it on Wednesday.
There you go.
Really? That's great.
Yeah, by
I get-
1 o'clock they were sold out.
because they only bought one copy.
I gave my copy. I gave my copy to a friend.
I've got a ton of copies. Who wants one? I'll just listen. Everybody in the chat, just put your home address, and I'll send it directly to you.
There you go.
Starting with Chip.
But we need your social security number too to make sure we get it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, makes sense.
Team Schlub, any words for the KLC Press crew, the folks watching, listening before we sign off here, to send us into the next few issues of the Schlub?
Thank you guys for reading it, and we want to make a lot more stuff like this, so keep buying it and supporting us, and we will make more.
Oh yeah.
And check out Batman if you get a chance.
It needs
really
a boost.
struggling over there. Yeah.
Go ahead, Tyrell.
Well, I agree. It's fun. Everybody has been awesome in the community. The KLC people have been really awesome, and it's been really fun interacting with all you guys. So just thanks so much for checking out the book and keeping us going and giving us all the feedback.
Totally.
You're welcome.
Kenny Porter?
Yeah, buy more copies of the Schlub so Ryan won't be mean to me.
There you go. Words to live by. Thank you so much,
He's not
everybody.
mean to me. It's a joke.
No, that's all right. You can say he's mean to you.
He couldn't even let that sit there for a second.
No, I'm too nice. I can't let it sit there.
Which one has your Walking Dead variant? Is that 2 or 3?
3.
3? Cool.
October.
That looks really cool.
Yeah, issues 2 and 3 are available to order now. I think issue 4 is also now up in previews.
And one more thing. Ryan and I are signing copies of the Schlub at the Vault of Midnight in Detroit on Saturday.
Yes. Yeah,
If it's
Tyrell,
not
you've got
flooding,
another one
because
too,
apparently
right?
There's a big storm.
Yeah, I'll be signing in this issue comics in Bendorf, Iowa this weekend.
Ryan, how much are you charging for your signature?
At the Vault of Midnight signing, nothing.
Come get it signed for free.
Yeah, don't tell Doug.
I won't.
Chip's gonna reconsider. Maybe he's gonna come come across the bridge. Say hi.
One day, God willing.
If they let him in.
They let me in.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back real soon with another stream. We'll be getting a bunch of other cool stuff going at klcpress.com.
Oh, let me say
Head
one
over
thing.
there and subscribe.
Hold on.
Yes,
Next
Ryan,
week,
second?
so August 28th, I believe.
Monday.
What is the Wednesday of next week? Which is what?
The 30th.
The 30th is when my Marvel Age 1000 comes out with my Spider-Man story written and drawn by me.
Ooh,
cool.
So buy that. Let me know what you think about that, and I buy my cover only.
That's the cell phone shots you've been posting,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a great one. You guys won't be let down. Check it out.
How much is it?
$82, I believe. Ooh.
Easy
money.
Just talk to your accountant.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back soon. Hit us up on social media at KLC Press or join our Discord if you want to keep the conversation going. Until next time, quit your jobs, chase your dreams.
Oh, I just had a
Goodbye.
bad berry.